Hey guys and gals, A here. Welcome to another episode of EDCQ. So today we are doing some lock picking. If you want to see me get into this with this, then come on back because here we go. All right, guys and gals. So we are in our lock picking series. This is actually my third video and my third attempt at lock picking. I've always been intrigued by it. I find it fascinating and I've always wanted to get involved. I've wanted to get the tools and learn how to do it, and I never did. And then I came into a situation where if I would have known how to lockpick, I could have saved a family member a locksmith, because when the locksmith came, they picked the lock to get in. So at that moment, I was like, yep, learning now. And so I got partnered up with a company called Pro Pick Tools. And so I've used some of their gear for this. And this is actually one of their pieces of kit here. So this is their Elite kit, and it comes in this zippered clamshell kind of folder style, and it is like the size of my hand, and my hands are not crazy big. So that kind of tells you there. This is, you know, full-size lock picks. This is a full-size set, but it is still, you know, like my hand size, which is incredible. So you're not going to fit this in a itty-bitty EDC bag. You could definitely throw this in a backpack or a larger style sling bag. You could keep it with you and be able to get into almost anything. But as I said, I'm still a noob. You've seen me pick the same lock twice now, and this time we are going with this one. This is I believe they're called padlocks, but you know, the lock you would put on, you know, like an outbuilding, or you know, like a chain that you were strapping to something. And we are going to pick this lock. So it's got the tumblers here, right below here, and we are going to set the pins and get in there. So let's talk about this. This set right here is $51. It is their Elite set. So we have tension rods, and then we have this angled tension rod. So I'll show you what we got here. I have looked at the set, and I actually kind of got it organized. They were all kind of falling around, so I kind of put them in here, and I'll show you that in a sec. But you get 3 of these tension rods here. They are different lengths and widths, but those 3 right there that are all flat. And then you get this one that I'm actually super eager to try. So it is not flat. It is flat up to here. And then we have a little 90-degree turn, and it goes the other direction. And so I do believe what this is going to allow me to do is go into the bottom of the lock and turn and keep my hand on the flat side, as opposed to these where you know, place it into the lock and turn, and you're it's just going to give me a 90-degree turn. So I think that should be, you know, beneficial. We'll see. It might not make much difference, but we will find out. Because when I go into the lock with this one, you know, I'm putting it in the bottom of the lock and then turning. So my hand is, you know, back here. This one, I will put it into the lock and turn. So I think it should be easier in theory. I could 100% be wrong. We'll find out, but this looks awesome to me. So this was what I will be using for my tension. And then I have all of these, and some of them are at steeper angles. Some of them are more shallow. Most of them are the hooks, like the I believe that's what they're called. I am seriously learning, and I'm learning along with you guys. You guys comment on these, and that helps me out so much and helps me to learn. But I believe, you know, they're just single pronged at the end. And then I do have one rake tool, but I will not be using that yet. I'm not ready to step into that. But I figure for this one, I will go with probably this one right here. This one looks like a good one. So I have that small hook on the end right there. I'm going to use this 90-degree angle tension rod. I'll put my other tension rods back in this little Ziploc baggie to keep them together. And then the last thing I'll show you real quick before we move on to picking the lock is you get these little kind of like elastic mesh pockets, and you have separations in them. So there's a separation right here, and so on this side right there, on this side I keep 2 over here and 4 over here. I do have one of those. This side it is more split down the middle, so I have 3 and 3, and that gives you a total of 12 picks in this set, along with 3 of these kind of flat, that's terrible, these 3 flat tension rods right here. The light is bouncing off of that. And then the one, 90-degree tension rod. All right, so here we go, guys. We are going to go ahead and try to get into this one. So let's see here. I'm going to place my tension rod into the bottom of the lock and go ahead and hold this down with my left hand with some tension on it. And I found that I like using these 2 fingers. I kind of leave my middle finger off of it. I don't want to break anything by putting too much pressure on. So I feel these 2 are plenty. And now I'm going to go down, and you guys might actually be able to see, depending upon how good my camera is and your screen is. I'm going to go down and push up pin by pin, and then reset and push up pin by pin. And I'm just going to go through until all the pins are set where they belong, at which point this will pop open. Now, one thing I do know is I'm going to kind of move my fingers on here, applying pressure, because part of how this lock is going to work is by the turning motion of it. So I will kind of be doing this. That way, once all these pins are engaged where they belong, if I'm not pushing on this, this will not pop open. So I will kind of be bouncing on that, getting the pressure, but let's see what we got here. So going to the first pin, second pin, third, and there we go. That is very cool right there. That is very, very cool. So let's go ahead and do that again. Make sure we're all reset with the lock, and let's see if we can do that again one more time. Got the pressure on it there, starting with the first pin, second, third, fourth, and fifth. There we go. So there you go, guys. That padlock was not too bad, and this did come with my training kit. So I will be, I have actually purchased a real padlock from Lowe's Home Improvement. So I will not be able to see through it. I will not be able to see what I will be doing. And on the next episode, I will take these same 2 tools right here, the 90-degree turn tension rod and this small hook with a slight angle on it. I will take these same 2 tools and pick a padlock that I cannot see through. So if you want to see that, come on back for episode number 4 of lock picking. Have you gotten a set? Definitely get one and learn along with me. And as you're learning and know awesome information, let me know. Pro Pick tools, I highly, highly recommend checking out. I can save you 15% with the code EDC, and I'll actually have a link down below. So use the link, use the code, save yourself some money, go get you some cool lock picking sets. I do have their small Swiss Army knife one, is what I call it, the Swiss Army lock pick set. That one stays in my EDC bag. I now have this awesome Elite kit that is really great and has the full-size tools. If you want to learn and know that the equipment is good and that give yourself your best chance to succeed, these full-size tools are going to be easier to use than the Swiss Army set, if that makes sense. So the first thing I used was that Swiss Army set, and I was able to learn and open up a few locks with it. But I will say these do feel, better in hand, and you do kind of have more use with the tools themselves. So definitely check this out, the Elite set. But again, the Swiss Army set, great to go in a bag, and they do have more things on their site, so check them out. Links below. I'll get you hooked up with the 15% off, and yeah, learn along with me. This is awesome, guys. Thanks so much. I will be back with new content soon, and episode 4 of my lockpicking set. So come along with me and remember, EDC, EDC.